Now, the saying goes, wherever your parents were born, and that's your heritage. Well, my late father was born in Jamaica, and my mother was also born in Jamaica, which makes me Jamaican American. And I feel like I just love my heritage. So, growing up in a Jamaican household was not always easy. I was mostly raised by my late grandmother because my mom was young at the time and she would travel from Florida to New York. So, my grandmother would have the responsibility of raising us. So, I remember the days where at nighttime we had the little chimney. If we needed to use the bathroom, y'all Jamaicans know about the chimney, right? And then we would have meals that wasn't like really pleasant. I remember like some kind of soft meat. I don't know if it was chicken foot, but put the name of that in the comments. I didn't like that type of meat, but of course I like my gunga peas on rice. Of course, them call it rice on peas. My curry chicken, oxtails. Oh, I can sawfish plantain. So I grew up around the culture for most of my life. One thing that I appreciate about growing up in America is we were able to get the best of both worlds. We had the Jamaican culture and the American culture. We didn't really struggle like I noticed traveling to Jamaica. You have the haves and the have-nots. We have it here, but it's not as bad as what I look to see in Jamaica. I have experience traveling. Well, my first experience, I was a baby. That was in what, 83. I went to Jamaica, but of course I wouldn't remember anything. But I started traveling back and forth to rekindle my relationship with my late father in 2012. And I just noticed it was just a totally different environment from the US and then the island country. When I really got to experience the life in Jamaica, just being there for about 2 weeks, it was a huge culture shock for me because here it is. Remember, I was born in America and I have Jamaican parents. So my dad he would be like, you need to come down here and see where I'm going. So of course, I wanted to see how Jamaica was, how my culture was really like. Oh my goodness. I loved it there, especially the air and the beaches and things, but it was just so different. Like, I'm so used to having access to certain things, like right there. You know, we have our Walmart, our Publix, not in Jamaica. It was just like, okay, well, oh, I might have to go on the corner and get something or go to this supermarket, but I have to get in the car to do that. In Jamaica is that you have to have money. Everything was expensive. I'm not used to those kind of prices. I'm like, how are people able to survive here? So now I see why a lot of parents or grandparents have to migrate to America or another country because the cost of living there, it's just different. So, especially if you have a lot of children, that's another thing. I went to go in a salon because I was just like fascinated with the salons there. I went in one particular one and I was just scanning the prices. And I'm like, oh no, there's no way I can make a good living here from moving to the US to Jamaica because our prices that they charge down there, I can probably triple or make 4 times more in less amount of time. So that was also a culture shock for me doing hair down there. I couldn't make no money. So the opportunity in America to make a lot of money, yes. But in Jamaica, you can, but you would have to work longer hours. And that in America is just different here. You don't have to work long hours versus in that island country. I just noticed like a lot of the roads were not smooth like they are here in America, especially like on the back, yeah, on the back roads. I mean, like, why can't the government fix the roads up? Not just during election time, but just help the smaller communities and to help the flow of traffic, make better roads. Like here in America, in my county, they don't play. Like if you call the county and be like, hey, the roads look like this, they will fix the issue. But I'm noticing that everything in Jamaica is like slow. So like who do you really call to get issues fixed when you really need it? So over here in America, the resources are just way better than they are in Jamaica, like the private hospitals and the public hospitals. Our hospitals here in the US, yay, they might be expensive if you don't have insurance, but guess what? They will take care of you. And I can vouch for that because I have two beautiful girls and one was born early. And guess what? They treated me so nice when I was in that hospital. They fed me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They gave me free education on breastfeeding. We were able to spend the night at the hospital in a nice, secure area. It was just nice. So I couldn't imagine having children in Jamaica because it was just like I went to one of the public hospitals. I think it was called like Spanish Town Hospital. And I'm like, where's the air conditioner? And I've heard some horror stories on how the nurses treat their citizens if they have a child in Jamaica. So no, I'll take the U.S. hospitals any day. If you do find your spouse in another island country, especially Jamaica, I just feel like your spouse would do better here in the United States versus there, because my husband was a teacher, and I'm not saying that every profession is the same down in Jamaica, but depending on what you're doing, it was just better economically, well, us to be here because he made more money as a teacher. The only thing that may have been different is that they get to teach a little, their structure in Jamaica is a little bit different when it comes to teaching versus here in the US, it's a little bit liberal. So it was just one of those things where I feel like it's just better here if you're looking for, if you want to make money, is for your spouse to be here. Let's talk about crime. The crime rate, the United States is big, right? And each state, I noticed the blue states and the red states are totally different, okay? I live in the state of Florida, which is a red state, and I live in Polk County. Now, we have one of the best head sheriffs here. He does not play, Sheriff Grady. Thing here, I just feel safer to know that I live in a place where our police force don't play that. We have a very good sheriff system here versus in Jamaica. It's just anything goes, basically. Also, the good thing we have here that I don't see in Jamaica, you know how you have these meetings where you can go, like each county have like their county meeting and it's open to the public. These legislation meetings, they are open to the public. We have the right to attend those meetings, to voice our opinions, to let them know what's on our minds so we can see change. And usually they give us 2 to 4 minutes to talk. I don't hear about that in Jamaica. What kind of rights do they have down there that they have that we have over here where we're able to voice our issues? With the Jamaican culture, people can get away with molestation, sexual abuse. I can just go on and say that everything gets swept under the rug. No one holds that person that does something wrong, they don't hold them accountable. Here in America, totally different. The Black community is similar, like the Jamaican community, but here I notice that people are more open about talking about it and holding that person, like putting them out there. Here is different. We have more of a system where people talk about stuff and then they'll hold you accountable for your actions. When we went on a road trip, when me and my husband, we were courting, the bathrooms at many of these gas stations, I can just say disgusting. Disgusting. When we go on road trips in America, especially throughout Florida, a lot of these gas stations are nice. They have nice restrooms. They even have a bath area. If you're a trucker, you can take your baths. You can even spend a night on a premise and feel safe. But it's just the resources are just not available like they are here in the United States. I feel like it's good that you always should just acknowledge your heritage and know where you came from, but at the same time, just be proud of being an American if you were born here, and just reflect on how grateful it is to be an American, because we just have so many opportunities here, so many ways to prosper. We have freedom of religion, freedom of speech. We also have the right to worship, and we just have so many rights here. Now, I know we talked about my culture of being Jamaican. Can you tell me how your culture, like if you had parents that were born in a different country and you were the firstborn American, like how has America shaped your views, and how much do you appreciate being an American versus staying or visiting somewhere else where your parents were from? Tell me in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video.